let me tell you about a heist. But forget everything you think you know about heists. There were no masks, no getaway cars, no alarms. The thieves' only weapon? A single video call. And their target wasn't a bank vault. It was the human mind. $25.6 million. Let that sink in for a second. That's how much a company lost. And the truly shocking part isn't just the amount, it's how they lost it. It wasn't some super complex hack that broke through firewalls. Nope. It all started with something we do every single day, a video call.
So that's the big question, isn't it? How on earth does a routine work meeting turn into one of the biggest, most unbelievable thefts we've ever seen? Well, to figure that out, we have to pull it apart and look at the anatomy of this scam. So let's break down exactly how this went down. According to Hong Kong police, this was something totally new, something they had never encountered before. It all kicked off with a message. It looked like it was from the company's big boss in the UK, the CFO, and it was asking for a secret, super urgent money transfer. Now, the finance worker who got this, he wasn't a fool. His instincts immediately screamed phishing scam. And honestly, he was right to be suspicious. It had all the classic red flags.
But this is where the whole thing goes from a regular scam attempt to something out of a sci-fi movie. To get past the employee's skepticism, the scammers didn't just send another email. No, they invited him to a group video conference to discuss the whole thing with the CFO and other colleagues. And here it is, the bombshell. In the words of Senior Superintendent Baron Chan Chin-Ching, everyone on that call was fake. Just imagine it. The employee joins the meeting, he sees his CFO, he sees his coworkers. They look right, they sound right, they look and sound exactly like the people he sees every day. But he would only find out later that every single one of them was an incredibly convincing deepfake.
You see, this is what makes this crime so genuinely terrifying. The scammers didn't have to break a single line of code. They didn't have to touch the company's security systems. They just went around them by hacking the most vulnerable system we have, our own perception of reality. This really shows a quantum leap in how these attacks work. You and I were trained to look for suspicious links, right? To spot those weird phishing emails. But how do you defend yourself against a live video call where you're having an interactive conversation with your boss and your entire team? This whole thing was designed to just short-circuit all of our normal defenses. So you're probably wondering, how in the world was this even possible? Let's get into the tech for a second and break down the two key advances that made this incredible illusion a reality. Okay, first, there's something experts are calling multi-person generation. Now think about it. Most deepfakes we've seen before were just one-on-one. Faking a single person is already crazy hard, but creating an entire conference room of different people all acting and talking naturally in a live feed, that takes an AI model that is way, way more powerful. The second piece of the puzzle is the real-time interactive part. The employee bought it because he was actually talking with them. The AI was syncing their voices, their lip movements, their facial expressions with almost zero delay. It totally jumped over what's called the Uncanny Valley. You know, that creepy, unsettling feeling we get when something looks almost human, but you can tell something's just off? Well, with this, there was nothing off. It felt completely and utterly real. But listen, the technology, as mind-blowing as it is, that's not the full story. The real evil genius of this scam was how it took basic parts of our own psychology and weaponized them against us. First off, the scammers played perfectly on this thing called social proof. It's a really powerful instinct. When we're not sure what to do, we look around to see what everyone else is doing. So by putting this guy in a virtual room where all his coworkers were calmly nodding along with the CFO, his own internal alarm bells just went silent. It's a strong bias. If everyone else thinks this is okay, well, it must be okay. And they layered two other heavy hitters on top of that. First, authority bias. It's a direct order from the CFO, right? That is really hard to question. And second, confirmation bias. Remember, the worker was suspicious at first, but the video call gave him what looked like powerful, undeniable evidence that it was real. He saw it with his own eyes, so his brain basically said, okay, guess I was wrong. This must be legit. So what in the world does this mean for the rest of us? This one event marks a massive, massive shift. We are officially entering a world where our own eyes and ears can be turned into weapons against us. And this, right here, is the core takeaway. For all of human history, seeing something with our own two eyes was the gold standard of proof. That time is over. In the digital world, that foundational belief has been completely shattered.
Which leads us to a security idea called zero trust. It started in cybersecurity, but now it has to apply to our everyday lives. And the principle is actually really simple. Trust nothing by default. Don't just assume an email is real because it says it is, and don't assume a video call is real just because it looks real. The new rule has to be verify absolutely everything.
So, what can we actually do about it? Well, here's the new security playbook. Step 1, just assume that any digital feed can be faked. Step 2, for any big or sensitive request, you have to verify it through a different channel. You get a weird video call from your boss, hang up, and call them on their phone number that you already know is theirs. And step 3, especially for businesses, set up simple, low-tech solutions, things like pre-agreed code words for any large transactions.
You know, this whole incident wasn't just a financial crime. It was an attack on our shared digital reality, and it leaves all of us with a really deep and unsettling question for the future. In a world where your own eyes and ears can be so perfectly fooled, what can you truly, absolutely trust?